Welcome to In the Community with Tiffany K.
And we're back within the community. I'm Tiffany K. And this week I have Patrick Ahearn, the CEO and producing artistic director of Riverside Center for the Performing Arts, joining me again. Patrick, thank you so much for coming back. Now, I know we were talking last week a lot, and I had said, look, your stories are so good. I want to hear more about Riverside, of course, Center for the Performing Arts becoming a nonprofit, and all about the shows that are coming up next year and the decision making that goes into that. There's a lot to talk with you about. And so I was like, hey, come on back, join me again. I'd love to talk more. It's one of my favorite subjects. So thank you so much for coming back. And let's get started. Last week, we actually ended with talking about how Riverside Center for the Performing Arts really has an impact on the community with the shows that you pick. And it's more than just your typical community theater. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? What is the mission of Riverside Center for the Performing Arts?
Yeah, it's a professional producing organization wanting to be more than just a getaway.
Yep.
I mean, we want it to be a getaway,
Of course.
but I think you also have a responsibility sometimes to educate your audience.
Yep.
And I'm not saying preach.
Of course.
I'm just saying, here is a story.
Mm-hmm.
Does it make a difference in your life? Sometimes it doesn't have to.
Right.
And bearing in mind that sometimes, I've been called out when I've done certain things. Back in 2021, I think it was, or 2022, I did a production of Camelot.
Mm-hmm.
And we did a different, same story,
Right.
but we did a shortened version of Camelot. Camelot can usually run 3.5 hours long.
And that's a long show.
And I wanted a name show coming out of the pandemic, but I liked the idea that it was condensed to about 2 hours and 20 minutes,
Right.
2 hours and 15 minutes. And what was nice about it is they gave you the story and they said, be creative with it.
Oh, okay.
And it was almost as if a troupe of actors got together and they were telling the story of Camelot. And I wanted to find a purpose in it. I wanted to find a way, how do we do this and tie it into some history?
Okay.
And then it dawned on me that the Kennedy years, the John F. Kennedy years, were known as the Camelot years.
Yes.
And he had a great connection and relationship with Camelot.
Mm-hmm.
He went to college with Alan J. Lerner, who was the composer of the
Oh, I
score.
did not know that.
So I said, why don't we do something that combines Kennedy and Camelot? And we did.
Yep.
And I honored the legacy and how it related to the story
Mm-hmm.
through great video that is out there.
Yeah.
We made the set for Camelot his gravesite at Arlington Cemetery, which was just
wow.
amazing.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of attention from outside the area. Matter of fact, a critic up in D.C. was the first time he perked up and was like, wow. And but I got a lot of flack for it
Mm-hmm.
because I was told that I butchered Camelot, which I didn't because it was the same story that I did the
Right.
script, by sanctifying John F. Kennedy. And I was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
I thought, no, I'm tying Camelot, the musical,
Yeah.
into history because, as everyone knows, it was known as the Camelot years.
Exactly.
Whether your politics led you to Kennedy or away from Kennedy, or
Right.
if the man had things that he did that were provocative or were not cool, had nothing to do with that.
Right.
Had nothing to do with putting out somebody to the community and trying to glorify them.
Right.
It was just a tie-in and trying to be creative. So
Mhm.
I always want to say that at Riverside, when we do something that could be considered controversial, it's only there to be told as a story.
Yep.
It's not there
Mm-hmm.
to preach or try to change your religion
Exactly.
or the way you may vote. That's on you.
Exactly. That's
But
how
there-
you perceive it.
But there's no reason why we can't tell a story that is important and vital.
And a lot of those stories need to be told
Absolutely.
to start a conversation. So I love that you're willing to take those risks.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, because
Yeah.
that needs to happen.
It needs
you know?
to happen. Yep.
Now, you were speaking earlier of actors who've come across the country to be a part of these shows. Do you have local talent as well?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Matter of fact, I'm nurturing some local talent right now. We have a young lady. I think she goes to Chancellor High School. Her name is Anaya Lee.
Okay.
And she has an incredible voice. And I discovered her when we had a summer camp a year ago, and she was the Little Mermaid in The Little Mermaid.
Oh, cute.
And she performed with us. We did a cabaret night downtown at Fredericksburg Square, and she got to perform a couple solos. The audience was like, wow.
Yeah.
And she's a junior, and well, I think she's a senior this year in high school, but she's in our production of Wizard of Oz.
Oh,
she's going to be
amazing.
in our production of Beautiful.
Oh,
And she'll be in our Christmas show as well.
okay.
But she is somebody that will go on to have a career. I'm
Wow.
certain of it. So there's a talent we're nurturing. There's a young gentleman from King George High School
Okay.
who came in to audition for the musical Beautiful, and senior in high school. And I have not seen a talent that strong at that age in a long time.
Wow.
And so I reached out to his mom. I actually went out to her in the lobby, and I went up to her and I said, your son is super talented. And she was very moved because she said, thank you for taking the time to talk to me.
Of course.
I said, I'm talking to you because I want you to support him. And she said, his dad and I don't know a lot about the theater. So having somebody who knows a little bit about it say that he's got the goods makes us feel really good.
Yep.
They invited me to see him. He played the lead in his school production of Newsies.
Oh.
And so I went to see him. He was super. And there were other kids in the show that were so talented.
Wow.
The director there, Katrina, who does their program, does a fine job with these kids. And then they go to another level like us.
Yeah.
And this is how I'm looking for the time 30, 40 years from now, they're going to carry the torch.
Yep.
That's the future of
Exactly.
theater in this country. And so to answer your question, yes, we nurture talent. Even the younger talent in the area. We have a young boy named Joey Vogel who was in our production of Ragtime. And Joey played young Joseph. I did something different with that when we did Joseph. In our production of Joseph, he's one of the Munchkins in The Wizard of Oz. I've been working with him because now he's auditioning for Broadway shows and things.
Wow.
And there's a young girl named Catherine Myers who has performed with us. Super talent. And she's in Wizard of Oz, and she played a major part in Ragtime. And it just gives me joy to see these kids and these young adults get an opportunity. And then we have mainstays that live right here in the area. That when I first came to Riverside, there's a lady by the name of Sherry Hayden that lives in Spotsylvania. Incredible voice. She's still working with us on and off at Riverside. So we do have people that come back. A gentleman who was with Riverside long before I ever came, Jim Lawson, who did many productions with Riverside and was away for a bit, and now he comes back and he does things with us. So yes, it's a combination of the strong talent from the region,
Right.
with talent that I bring in from New York and
Of course.
so on and so forth. And the young kid from King George, his name is Oscar Madsen. He's going to be in Beautiful.
Okay.
He's going to play the lead role, and we're bringing back our children's theater in the fall. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory will be their first show, and he will be playing Willy Wonka in that.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah,
That's amazing.
it's all about nurturing the local talent and letting them experience and learn from talent that is not from local, but coming in from outside the area.
I
Yeah.
love that. And if anybody wants to audition, because I know kids who are listening probably right now, or just people in general, are like, oh, I'd love to just try my hand at. Okay. So for anybody wanting to audition in the area who is listening right now saying, oh my gosh, this sounds like such a great time, do they just find that information on your website?
Website always posts the auditions. Facebook. Just stay in touch with all the social media because it's out there as well. And sometimes we advertise in some of the trade papers like Backstage,
Okay.
Playbill Online. There's different sources, but if you're connected in the social media world, you'll see when we're having auditions.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's really, Riverside Center for the Performing Arts is definitely a community-based theater.
Oh.
And I love that.
Absolutely.
And you were talking about you're bringing back the children's theater in the fall. What other community outreach programs do you all do?
Well, we do the summer camps. Matter of fact, we have the summer camp right now for the youth. We had a waiting list for summer camp this year.
Oh, wow.
So I think there are 40 students in the camp, and they're preparing to do next Friday Finding Nemo.
Oh.
So they have 2 weeks of learning, voice lessons, acting lessons, and then they're also working on the show.
Okay.
And then they will present the show, and it's open to the the public, and their families all come and see them perform in a show. And so we do things like that.
Yeah.
We're always about reaching out and being part of anything that's in the community that we're asked to do.
Okay.
I love that. I love being out there. And we're going to be doing more things for seniors and adults. And we want to really be a full-fledged performing arts center. And on the long range plan too is to start a school for the performing arts as well.
I love
and,
it. I was hoping that you were going to say that because I love that idea.
We have all the essentials in training for performing and also training for behind the scenes in scenic design, costume design, stage management, all the different things. So I think that the area that we are located in is just so conducive for doing this. And so many of the parents in the area will say to me, we wish that you did have that kind of school, because any of our children that are interested in going to college for the performing arts, they have to either go to DC or Richmond to get those prep classes for college auditions and stuff. And I think with our area growing as much as it's growing, we can be that place for them to get their training as well.
It'd be perfect for it.
Yeah. And then, training them to be in shows.
Yes.
I mean, some of these kids start in children's theater or, young adults.
Yep.
And then they graduate into being into the main stage shows. So
and it's fun to watch them grow through that too.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Absolutely. It's fun when people come and they're a child, and then they go away and they come back and they've grown up. And it's like, oh my God.
What happened?
Yeah. We had a young gentleman in Jersey Boys. He played the role of Nick Massey, Cooper Shaw. I remember him being in one of my first productions I directed back in 2009, was Evita. Wow. And he was one of the children in Evita. And all of a sudden, here he is back playing a lead role in one of our musicals. So it's really great to see. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And, Patrick, you were talking about how much you guys have done for the community, or like what you like to get involved in. Let me reverse the question. How can the community help to support Riverside Center for the Performing Arts?
Oh, boy. Well, I mean, we get a lot of support from both. Stafford County is a big supporter of ours. It's interesting because Riverside Center for the Performing Arts has a Fredericksburg address.
Yes.
But is technically in Stafford County.
Yes. So
the EDA, the Economic Development Authority, has always been very supportive of us in Stafford County. Lisa Logan and their tourism department has always been there for us in many ways with grants. They help us promote our publicity when we do any kind of television ads or certain ads. They always help us and supplement us. So very strong support, from Stafford County, and also from the city of Fredericksburg. Bill Freeling, MC Morris. They're always looking out for us, trying to find ways for us. So it's nice to have that support. What I would really like to see is I would like to see both the city of Fredericksburg and Stafford County and Spotsylvania, the ones in. I want to see the Riverside Center continue to be the performing arts center for the region. I know that the city of Fredericksburg tried to build a performing arts center downtown, but it was very hard because parking.
Yes.
I know Stafford was mulling over the idea of building something out near the courthouse there. I don't think that's happened. I would love them to come on board with us and be that regional performing arts center and support us in that endeavor, because I think that we have the land over there.
Yep.
We can only grow and get bigger and better. I would also love to see, now I'm really going there.
Go right ahead.
But all along Riverside Parkway there's land that needs to be developed. And similar to the Signature Theater up in Shirlington and the Arlington area, I'd love to see a cultural arts district built. You know, we have the room for it along there, with Riverside being the apex of maybe some shops and some nice restaurants over there, and become a destination place, because there is the parking. And I think the more that we promote our area, Stafford County, Fredericksburg, Spotsylvania, we're going to get, you know, so many people drive through this area on their way south and back north.
Yep.
And, you know, I'm always looking at our numbers in terms of out-of-state visitors at Riverside, and it's growing. I mean, we probably have close to 20% of our patronage coming outside the area. And people that now make it a point to come up to me and say, boy, 5 years ago we came to see such and such, and now we come here all the time on our way to the Carolinas. We come, you know, it's fascinating. We have people from Maine, from New York State, from West Virginia, Pennsylvania, the Carolinas, Georgia. I mean, all over the place. So it's I like being part of the help to put us all on the map.
That's
so,
amazing.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And also, in terms of just your local everyday patrons who like to go to the theater or like to help out, do you have volunteer opportunities for them?
We do have volunteer opportunities through the nonprofit.
Awesome.
Sometimes we're looking for people to just come and be a host, be at the door, to greet people, seat people. And of course, then we take care of them. They can watch the shows. That's part of the comp, you know. But there will be a lot of volunteer opportunities, absolutely.
That's amazing.
And we want the community to support us if they are so moved to make some kind of donation to Riverside. It is a tax write-off for them, a tax deduction, being that we are a 501c3. And it doesn't matter how small the donation is. I think sometimes people get in their heads, well, I don't really have the means to, you know, any donation is appreciated, because the donation is showing support for what we want to do and for what we want to sustain in the community. So, yeah.
That's amazing. I love the fact that Riverside has become a nonprofit. I really do.
Yep.
And I'm speaking with Patrick, CEO and producing artistic director of Riverside Center for the Performing Arts. 2 more questions, and I'll let you go, Patrick.
Oh, I'm having a good time. Yeah.
What can we expect coming up for this year, the rest of the season?
Yeah.
And then, of course, can you give us any sneak peeks to 2025?
I'll do my best. We, of course, have The Wizard of Oz right now, and the production is stunning. Everybody is talking about the set and the special effects and all the things we do in the show. And the cast itself is it's probably one of the most perfect casts I've ever had, because everybody that plays their role is just right on point. There's not a weak link in the show. Yes, we have a Toto.
Yes, I was going to ask.
You know, it's just everybody that has come in is blown away. And, you know, a lot of times I think adults go, oh, The Wizard of Oz, that's for kids. All the adults that have been in so far are just, they come back to see it again because they can't believe how, well, it's so immersive. You know, you're sitting in there and you feel like you're right in the land of Oz with them, you know. So you've got this week and 4 more weeks to come and see Wizard of Oz, and you'll be very disappointed if you miss it, because it's stellar. It's really wonderful. And then the next things to come after that, we've got Sally Struthers.
Yes, we do.
Coming back, fresh off of her filming this brand new series for Netflix called Classic Spy that she co-stars with Ted Danson. So we're really super lucky to get Sally for just a short time. She's going to be here for 2 weeks.
Okay.
She's doing a play called Love Letters that has been around for a long time by A.R. Gurney, and it's a charming, charming story of a woman and a man who have a relationship over 50 years, and it's through the correspondence that they have through letters. And It's a play that has been done probably over the last 20 to 25 years. I'm so sorry, my phone rang.
No,
I
you're
thought
fine.
I had it off. It is the relationship exists through the letters that they write to one another. And so Sally's coming in. She's done it before, and she insisted the only way she would do it is if I co-starred with her. So,
which I can understand why.
I couldn't refuse. So I will be on stage with Sally. It's 2 weeks only.
Okay.
So tickets are going quick. So
Very excited for
so
that.
come in and see Love Letters. It opens on the 24th of July, and it will run until the 4th of August. And then we have a little bit of a break, and then opening on August 14th and running till September the 8th is Murder on the Orient Express.
Another favorite.
Yeah.
Another good one.
And that will be for 4 weeks, and we've got a great cast for that. And we were supposed to have the show Clue in the slot that both Love Letters and Murder are taking. But Clue got pulled because they decided to send it on a national tour, and the tour was going to be in at the Kennedy Center the same time we were going to do it at Riverside. So they had to take the rights away from me. So we're still doing a whodunit for people that wanted,
that
Clue.
little whodunit.
Yeah. And then Murder on the Orient Express will run until, September the 8th. And then opening on September 18th is Beautiful, the Carole King musical.
Yes.
And that's going to be just a knockout. Really, really terrific show. We're going to have a great cast. The gentleman who is directing it, Jacques Linder Long, was in the Broadway First National Tour.
Oh, wow.
And he was our Coal House Walker in our production of Ragtime. And he's a super talent. And I know he's going to just do wonderful things with Beautiful. So
that's amazing.
That will be September 18th, and it runs, I think, till the first week of November. And then right on its heels will be our Christmas Spectacular once again.
Got to get ready for that Christmas time.
And I will be appearing in that again.
Will you?
Yeah, I always make an appearance and sing a couple of songs. So I'll be on stage for Christmas. So that'll finish out this 26th season, believe it or not. I can't believe how quick it's gone. And then the 27th season, 2025, will open in January the 8th.
Okay.
How do I get... Well, I already gave you one.
You did.
Yes.
Yes.
So let me see.
I know. You don't want to give too much away.
Well, I'll tell you, one of everybody's all-time favorite musicals will be coming back to the Riverside stage. So, so that one, and it's not Les Mis. So
I was about to say immediately Les Mis.
we're talking about just everybody's favorite all-time musical. That's one, and we're doing a show that has never been done on the Riverside stage. As the second show of the season.
Oh, wow.
And it's an Andrew Lloyd Webber musical.
Oh.
It is not The Phantom of the Opera. And it's one of his first musicals.
Wow.
And I will give you the hint of the fact that it is being done during the Lenten season. So, there's that. And we're doing a great musical out of the gate in January, and if you're an Elvis Presley fan, you'll probably have a great time. Come and see that show.
You're talking to the right girl.
I gave you a lot.
Yes, you gave me all the teases. Now we're going to have everybody messaging in. I think I figured out what it is.
Yeah, good.
But also, you're talking to the right girl. I absolutely love Elvis.
Yeah.
So,
but the other ones we'll
wait and see.
We'll keep. Yeah, I'm very excited about a show that we're going to be doing in the summer. Talk about social awareness. Mm-hmm. Talk about doing something that highlights something very beneficial for a community, and we'll share that down the road once I sign the contract on that.
Yeah, that's probably smart. Wait for that one.
It's a really great season. It's a nice mixture of tried and true family shows and some cutting edge things. So.
I'm excited, but I'm also excited for the end of the season as well for this year.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot coming. And where can people get tickets?
You can call the box office.
Okay.
It's 540-370-4300. Gosh, I know that number.
Wow, I'm impressed.
And you can go to riversidedt.com.
Okay.
That's the website. You can buy tickets online,
Mm-hmm.
either or. Now, if you buy tickets online, then there is a service charge
Of
for that
course.
because we do have to pay a cost for that service, online ticketing. But
Right.
if you call the box office, there is no charge,
Okay.
service charge, or a lot of people like to go right into the box office themselves.
Yeah.
So you can do that as well.
And
But,
that website is where everyone can find volunteer opportunities as well.
Yes.
and all the news.
Everything is there with the nonprofit,
Perfect.
and all the opportunities will be there, and all the updates.
Awesome.
Everything Riverside will be there.
I love it. Well,
Yep.
Patrick, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
This has been a great conversation. I'm looking forward to the rest of this season for Riverside Center of Performing Arts.
When you're there, now you have to come and say hi.
Of course I will. Yeah, you may just find me up on stage at one point. I'm just saying.
Well,
I may have
that's
to make
okay.
it.
That's all right. Yeah, that's great.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much. Make sure to get your tickets, Wizard of Oz, right now.
Yeah, you
happening
don't
for
want to
4
miss
more
Wizard of
weeks.
Oz. Yeah.
Yes.
Don't
And then,
wanna
of
miss
course, see yourself on stage for Love Letters.
There you go.
Excited. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
And that'll do it for In the Community this week. If you are a nonprofit and need to bring attention to your cause or organization, please reach out through this station's website, and we will see you next week.